HOA let members use my storage, so I held a public auction and emptied the whole place. The air in Karen Mitchell's storage facility was thick with dust and resentment. For years, she had run the small, family-owned storage business on the edge of Willow Creek, a tight-knit community where everyone knew each other's secrets. When the HOA approached her 3 years ago, asking to use her facility to store community supplies, holiday decorations, old records, even personal items from residents facing hard times, Karen agreed. It was a gesture of goodwill, a way to mend her reputation after a bitter dispute with the HOA over her unpainted fence. She never charged a dime, trusting the community's promise to respect her property. But trust, as Karen learned, was a fragile thing. The trouble began when Karen noticed items disappearing. A box of Christmas lights, a stack of folding chairs, even a resident's sealed crate of family heirlooms gone without a trace. She confronted the HOA board, led by Tom Grayson, a slick-talking realtor with a permanent grin. Tom dismissed her concerns, claiming it was just clutter, and that she was overreacting. Karen, however, wasn't one to be brushed off. She installed cameras, and the footage revealed HOA members' neighbors she'd known for years sneaking in, taking whatever they pleased. The betrayal stung worse than the theft. Karen's patience snapped when she found a handwritten note from Linda Harper, the HOA's treasurer, tucked inside an empty box. "Thanks for the extra space, Karen. We'll sort it out later." The casual entitlement fueled her rage. She demanded the HOA repay her for the losses and clear out their junk. Tom laughed it off at the next meeting, saying, "It's community property now, Karen. Don't be so selfish." The room erupted in murmurs, some siding with Tom, others too embarrassed to meet her eyes. That night, alone in her office, Karen made a decision that would shatter Willow Creek's fragile harmony. She announced a public auction. Every item in her storage facility, HOA supplies, personal belongings, all of it would be sold to the highest bidder. Notices went up around town, and whispers spread like wildfire. The HOA was furious, threatening legal action, but Karen's lawyer confirmed her right to auction unclaimed property. The community was divided. Some saw Karen as a vindictive bully, others as a woman pushed too far. The auction day loomed like a storm cloud. On the morning of the auction, Karen stood outside her facility, clipboard in hand, as bidders gathered. The air was electric with tension. Tom arrived, his face red with fury, demanding she stop. "You're tearing this community apart," he shouted, his voice cracking. Karen didn't flinch. "You tore it apart when you stole from me," she shot back. The crowd hushed, eyes darting between them. Then Linda, the treasurer, pushed through, clutching a cardboard box. Her hands trembled as she pleaded, "Karen, please, my late husband's medals are in there. Don't do this." Karen's heart wavered, but the years of being dismissed hardened her resolve. "You should have thought of that before treating my place like a free-for-all," she said coldly. The auction began, and item after item was sold: Christmas decorations, old furniture, even Linda's box. Bidders, strangers from out of town, snapped up the community's memories for pennies. The crowd grew restless, some shouting at Karen, others at Tom for letting it come to this. Then came the twist no one saw coming. A quiet figure stepped forward: Evelyn, the town's reclusive librarian, who rarely spoke at meetings. She held up a faded ledger, her voice steady but piercing. "I've been auditing the HOA's books," she said. "Tom's been skimming funds for years, using Karen's storage to hide his deals." The crowd gasped. Evelyn revealed receipts showing Tom had sold community items for profit, pocketing thousands. The missing items weren't stolen by neighbors, they were Tom's doing. Karen's auction, though drastic, had exposed his lies. The revelation hit like a thunderclap. Tom stammered, his charm crumbling as neighbors turned on him. Linda, tears streaming, grabbed her box from a bidder, who reluctantly handed it over. Karen stood frozen, her victory hollow. She'd won her point, but at what cost? The auction ended, the facility emptied, and Willow Creek's trust lay in tatters. Karen drove home alone, the weight of her choice sinking in. She'd reclaimed her power, but the community she'd once loved was fractured, perhaps beyond repair. As the sun set over Willow Creek, Karen sat in her empty office, staring at a single photo she'd kept from the Auctiona child's drawing, left in a forgotten box, of a family holding hands. It wasn't hers, but it felt like a rebuke. The next day, she mailed it to Linda with a note. "I'm sorry." No response came. The auction's fallout lingered. Neighbors stopped speaking, and the HOA dissolved amid lawsuits. Karen's storage business survived, but she never offered free space again. The town's heart had broken, and no one, not Karen, not Tom, not Lindy, emerged unscathed. Was Karen's auction justice for betrayal, or a step too far? Share your thoughts on where trust ends and vengeance begins.